Today I will be demonstrating how to swap out the SIM card on a Simon XT panel. If your panel looks like this, don't worry. It's the older version of the Simon XT, but my step-by-step guide will work for either panel. Let's get started. Step 1. Call our office and ask to have your system put on test for 1 hour. This way they will ignore any signals you may generate while swapping out the SIM card. Step 2. Find and unscrew the power transformer. The power transformer is plugged into a standard AC outlet, and all it takes is a Phillips screwdriver to remove it. It's usually an outlet near the panel. Sometimes it could be at the garage ceiling outlet, but usually it's below or near the panel. All you do is put in your Phillips screwdriver, unscrew it, pull it out of the wall, let it hang. It'll be hanging from the wires, so don't drop it so that it yanks the wires out. Just let it hang loosely. Step 3. Remove the top screw and open the panel. The screw is usually a small Phillips, so you need a small Phillips tip screwdriver. Sometimes you'll find a square drive in there. If so, if you don't have a square drive screwdriver, sometimes a small flat tip will work if you put it into the hole corner to corner. So, remove the screw. It's very small, so be careful not to lose it. Then you push down on the top 2 tabs and the back of the panel will pull away. Let it tip down and be careful not to let it yank on these wires going into the wall. The panel is hanging by a hinge here and here. If you accidentally lift up on it, the whole thing will fall off. So be careful not to do that. Just let it hang upside down like this. Step 4. Disconnect the backup battery. Here's your backup battery. It's held in by a tab here and here. So all you do is hold on to the battery from the side, pull up on this tab. It will release the battery, then you can pull it away from the main unit, and there are the 2 battery clips. All you have to do is disconnect one of them. Just wiggle it back and forth and slide it out like that. It's a spade clip, so it just slides in like this, slides straight out. Don't lift up on it, you'll bend the clip. Step 5. Confirm that the power is out on the cell unit. So this is your cell unit, and there's 4 little LEDs right across the bottom here. You just want to make sure that none of them are on or flashing. Step 6. Swap out the SIM card. The SIM card lies in here underneath this plate, and it's held in by a little lip right here and here. So you have to lift up the SIM card, slide it over to the left to remove it. And you can get your fingernail right under right here, and you can push in right here with your other finger to slide it over. So just slide your fingernail underneath it, lift it up just slightly. Use your other fingernail to slide the SIM card over just a little bit to the left so that you get it up above these lips. Then all you have to do is put your finger on the top, slide it over, and remove it. Get your new SIM card with the cutout on the bottom left there. Slide it underneath this plate. Be gentle with it. Push it in, and it should lock into place so that you can't pull it over that way. Step 7. Reconnect the backup battery. So you have the backup battery hanging by one wire right now. If you disconnected both wires, make sure that the red goes to the red and the black wire goes to the black. plug them in, you just slide them down flush with the top of the battery and slide them into place. It'll start powering up the unit. The wires lay underneath the battery, but they cross at this end. You want to make sure where those battery wires cross, they slide right into here. If they're on this side, the battery's not going to fit into place. So let them cross right there, position it, then pull down on the battery. And what you're doing when you're pulling it down is you're getting this end underneath this clip. And then position the wires into place and lock it into place. Step 8, close the panel and reinstall the top screw. So these wires happen to line up neatly straight into the holes right behind where they go. Sometimes they cross from side to side, sometimes they're going through here. If they're crossing from side to side, when you go to turn this up, if they cross across these pins here, you want to make sure that they're pushed way back. If they're forward, they're going to get pinched right here. Also, if they go from side to side, make sure they're not laying over this but under this. Otherwise, they're going to get pinched between the battery and this bar here. So ignore the beeps while you're doing this. It's trying to tell you that you don't have the AC hook back up yet. So slowly tilt it up. Make sure that those wires are going into the wall as you do it. Snap it into place at the top. Then you want to check right down here. If this doesn't line up nice and neat like this, you have a wire pinched. Oftentimes when a wire is pinched, this will be pried down and there'll be some big gaps down here. But if it's nice and neat like that, locks into place, get your little tiny screw, screw it back in. Now you're just screwing into plastic, so when it stops, stop. Step 9, reinstall the power transformer. So usually the power transformer is hanging out of the wall. You just want to slide the wires back into the wall, tilt it up, plug it into the outlet, then screw in the center screw so it doesn't fall out of the outlet. Step 10, wait for the system to communicate with the central station. When you first powered your system back up, the time will have read 12 o'clock. When the system communicates with the central station, the time will update to whatever your current time is. When that happens, then you can proceed to the next step. Step 11, run a communications test. All of the button presses I'm about to go through with you have to be done within 3 seconds of each other. If you take longer than 3 seconds, it will go back to the main disarm screen. So you press the down arrow 3 times. It will read out system tests. You press OK. It'll say enter code, so you enter your master code and press OK. It'll say sensor test. You scroll down once to COM test and you press OK. And it'll say communication test in progress. Test is OK. It'll say check central station report, and it'll say press the status button. Step 12. Once the communication test has completed successfully, the display will read press status now. You press the status button 2 times and the display will read disarmed. The 13th and final step. Call our office and confirm that they've received your communication test and ask them to list your system as active again. And you're all done. Please note, wait at least 1 hour and 10 minutes before arming your system. When you first power up your system, it believes that all of the sensors are closed, whether they're open or not. If you were to arm your system and your sensor were then to check in a signal saying, hey, I'm here, I'm open, it would cause an alarm. But your sensors check in every 69 minutes. So if you wait at least 70 minutes before arming it, you'll eliminate the possibility of these false alarms. We also recommend that you run a full alarm test on your system. For an instructional video on testing your system, as well as other videos in our how-to series, please visit our My Alarm Center YouTube page. Thanks for watching.